Welcome in. Pick a feather. I forgot, I've already put the crystals there. Okay, so there will be a collective today, but for just the 3 piles. Pile 1, I forgot what this crystal is called. It's blue! And these 3 feathers. I found this one attached to a tree. It was pretty cool. Pile 2 is, I think this is like tree agate? Tree moss agate? I feel like it has the word tree in it. And this feather. And pile 3 is this one, which I have also forgotten the name of. And I think it might have a long name. Oh, and this feather. And I'm looking outside at, I don't know what that is, a piece of big rubbish, red rubbish flying by. Okay, so you got your piles. Now for the collective. Okay, let's put these feathers away. I feel like there's a sense of making peace with something in the collective. Is that all out of you? Yeah. Okay. I would like to begin with some animal cards. I feel like you're finding your footing or finding like home base in some way. You might be looking outside of you and kind of seeing things changed, or it's like a feeling of I'm looking outside at my view at, let's say, a mountain, and the mountain is like looking like it's different, but because of that difference it's a feeling of like I can sink more heavily into it. Yeah, there's something about like the fact that something is feeling new in some way allows you to more easily find comfort in this space. It's kind of like it kind of pushes you to turn your brain off, because there's a sense of like, I don't know what to expect here, so I can't expect. Or I don't know how to maneuver around this kind of experience, so I'm leaning more heavily on like those around me or on my environment, or just letting spirit guide me more kind of feeling. We have spider and leopard. I want to note that like either yesterday or the day before, I noticed like a bit of like a dark spot on this, and I tried to wipe it and it didn't really wipe, so then I like wet my finger and tried to wipe it even more, and that just like smudged it more. So now it has like an airier feeling to it. It's like more spider-like. I want to get more cards, but I am noting that red kite is at the back of the deck. Oh, what does that make me think of? Red cards could be significant. Or cars. Yeah, I said red before, so maybe just the colour red is significant. And that is that root grounded energy. That is definitely finding one's footing or finding home base. Spider and leopard. I'm getting a specific image, but I'm not sure what to make of it yet. It's kind of just like loads of webs, or like a dark spider's lair, like within trees. Okay, we'll take them. Flamingo at the back of the deck. Yeah, that's again like finding one's footing. Which is interesting, having the leopard which like climbs trees. It's like trying to find the footing in the wrong place. I'm getting these backwards, interesting. So puffin, fox, raccoon. I saw a squirrel today. I was watching it for so long. I loved it. And there could be something about synchronicity here, because I had seen that squirrel. Oh no, I hadn't seen that squirrel. I had like wished to see a squirrel in yesterday's video, and I hadn't seen a squirrel or thought of squirrels for ages. But that came up in yesterday's video, and then this morning I saw a squirrel for ages, like trying to eat at the bird food. Or the food that was intended for the birds, but could also be for the squirrel. What's that about? Like intention being misled, or the intention not including all parts, but having the allowance of that. It's like there's an unexpected here, and it's not like you like set out for a particular outcome, but it seems to go hand in hand with an openness that you had for something to work or for something to exist. It's like discovering that something was for something that you you hadn't crossed yourself off to, you just hadn't really thought of it. Like the bird food was out for the birds, but it's actually not bird food, it's just nuts that then the squirrel can also eat. Okay, let's get a couple more. I heard the word riveting. Did that really hit for someone? Because I felt some pain then. Okay, ladybug and slug. I do think that there is a sense of disorientation, or I wasn't actually feeling disoriented, but that word came. And that's the same thing again, like I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't expecting the squirrel to come, I was expecting birds, but it did come. And it fit, or like it was like a tick, it fit into place. Some of you, I feel like you need to really, well, not super, but just like slightly twist these words. It's like the energy is apparent for you, but maybe the words aren't fully hitting home. And back of the deck is mouse. There's definitely a vibe to this. I'm just not seeing like a single thread that I can read yet. Let's get some character cards. Are a lot of you like making peace with something that you once had and no longer do? I think that came out when I was thinking, like I was talking about the squirrel, and yet I have a squirrel card and that didn't want to come out. I think there is a bit of like confusion around this, and maybe it's not confusion in a way that you would usually experience, and it's more of like a heart confusion, or maybe it's like in your head you might be able to associate it with the word confusion, but really it's just a heart pain. So this is Kana. She is a dragon. There's something about like differences here, because I'm thinking about how she's a dragon but she goes to human school. Then we have Bosun, which I'm kind of wanting to say is a human but he goes to dragon school. It's not at all true, but it's like in this moment there's something about how Bosun, I feel like he would be more visible as looking like a dragon just because of this, and the red again, because of like the horns, horn lookings. And yet it's Kana that's the actual dragon. It could have been like a misperception that occurred. And then we have Hikari, who is a vampire. Again, it's kind of like, oh, I guess not. I think so. I think it's like Bosun looks like he would be more of a vampire than Hikari. That's what I'm saying in this moment. What's that about? Okay. A Haran at the back of the deck. And there's something about like things taking like a different form, because with that spider card, the little smudge that made it more smudged, I'm getting the image of possibly like seeing the truth of something more clearly, but that going hand in hand with a sense of grief or pain surrounding it. for one example would be someone close to you or just someone you love dying, and then recognizing the truth of their form, like feeling their soul more than you feel like their soul as their person, their humanity, or their whatever species they were. Okay. I had it at the back of the deck. Yeah, oh yeah, the smudge thing. The smudge thing with the spider, and also I had it in this card. I was very, very unsatisfied with the eyes for a while, for a little, but then it's like I didn't want to try, but then I ended up trying again, and then I became super happy with them. It gave like a feeling of transformation. And dragons can speak to that too. You might be feeling like you need to like take a step back in order to see your situation more clearly. Or like that's what has happened. A sense of like, oh, so that's what happened. Or, oh, so that's what this is. See, okay, there's something about how I have had like multiple cards come out at once, which I'm usually fine with, but this time, like each time that happened, not like with the single cards, but when multiple came out at once, I felt this pain. What's that about? Canis Major and Earth's Oceans, as well as Conifer Tree. Back of the deck is past. Okay. What's Conifer about? I feel like there's something that you thought would last longer, and it was something very dear to you. There's a sense of like maybe loyalty that that you feel with something or had felt, and maybe like a sense of love that you thought was more stable. I'm getting the image of now the Earth's oceans, like having like been out in the middle of the ocean with like no waves, and that was like a feeling, a knowing, and that was the truth of the ocean for a long time, and really acknowledging the depth there. But something happened, possibly when like multiple, with those cards coming in, like multiple things happened, and or just like a lot and that brought in like a whole new side to this experience, which was seeing the truth of like a more stormy ocean, and seeing that it still fits, it still relates, you can still recognize it as, oh yeah, that is the ocean, but it's also like, oh wow, that's the ocean. I wasn't feeling that, or that wasn't my experience of this before. And there's like a love that comes through with this, but I don't know that you'd first think of describing it in that way. I think more so, let me just move my incense 1 sec. I think there could be also something about like focus, because sometimes I'd be able to speak while putting the incense stick away, but I couldn't then, which goes with this energy of like, it's painful with the multiple things, but the one thing seems like that's okay somehow. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I said like there's a love that comes from that. It's like, wow, that is the Earth's ocean. That's crazy. That's like, there's a sense of awe that comes with this. But I think that more than like an acknowledgement of the love of that. I think this energy is more of like a pain that comes with the clarity of the full truth. I like the way these have come underneath one another. Spider and fox feel like it's talking about like an intentional manifestation. Then leopard and puffin feel like a strength of protection in like a togetherness feeling, a strong holding, like a loyal partnership with this Canis Major. Makes me think of dogs. I don't quite, oh yeah, the conifer just made me think of like evergreen trees, which are always in like, they always have leaves on, basically. I don't know if that's directly true, but it just makes me think of that sense of like long-lastingness that this had, or felt like it had. And then hedgehog and ladybird. It feels like a purity. It feels like something that isn't always, like hedgehogs, it's like it's spiky on the outside. It's not always seen this way, but and ladybugs also makes me think of like it's maybe not even always seen. It's maybe more of like a side thing. It's not like right in your face. I'm looking outside. There's a rook flying around. They could be significant. It's going and landing on a big oak tree. Okay. There's something about that here. It's like there is no oak energy here, but I would expect there to be. Which oak energy feels very grounding and long-lasting, but that's what this energy feels like it is. It's like there was an expectation of this being more rooted, more grounded, more like sturdy than it ended up being. Or ended up feeling like. Yeah, and yet with the hedgehogs, it's like that soft inside, that the reason why there are so many spikies on it is for that nurturing inside. And the ladybug feels to me in this moment like it's there 1 minute and gone the next, and it's such a blessing when it's there. And it also just makes me think a lot of like speaking through spirit, or like an omen, like a sign of love, of like, hey, I see you. Also makes me think of red and the red that's been coming through in this. I just got an image of someone like teary-eyed, but the tears were red. So I guess that's a symbolism for someone. And then the raccoon and slug. This is where the like that slight confusion comes in, I think, because there's a feeling of maybe like, what next? What do I do now? Or how do I like maybe clear the trash? How do I process this? What do I do with all these maybe lost pieces? For some of you, this might be addressing something that happened a long time ago, but you're still processing. Others of you, this could be very in your face. Slug. There's a sense of like this might take a while to process, I think, or that you're being called into a slower pace with your understanding of this. Maybe this entire experience has brought you to a slower pace of life. Yeah, the final two cards kind of feel like and now we readjust, and now we look at the broken pieces and kind of allow them to just settle and process within our hearts. Because I think there could be a sense of maybe trying to figure out, I don't think this is relevant for everyone, but maybe sometimes you feel like you need to make progress, or you need to put these pieces together, or move on, or move like out of this energy. And then what you're really feeling like, though, is just experiencing what is in your heart. Kind of allowing there to be like an automatic system that goes on, that you kind of watch. Like looking in your heart and seeing what this really meant to you. And simply allowing those feelings to, I want to say, like, show you yourself. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave this reading. Collective. I'm curious if this will flood throughout all three of the piles then. We shall see. It was a bit more of like a grounded message than I was expecting, which I think is a message for you. It's like this could be something that you would relate more with crown chakra energy or third eye energy, like something more spirit based or more like mutable feeling. And yet maybe what it's really done is struck that root, struck your sense of groundedness, your sense of self, maybe your sense of who am I now. Flamingos, that is at the back of the deck. I think some of you would really resonate with flamingo energy. It's kind of a surprising feeling though, because I think it might be lighter than what the energy you're in now is, but it's like it strikes something. Yeah, some of you might already really love flamingos or their energy, but I'm getting a feeling of like a specific collective and you feeling like maybe in the past this certain energy wouldn't be for you, but in this case there's a lightness that this brings, but not without its feet on the ground. It's a feeling of like, if I were to see the flamingo's roots, that those roots wouldn't like span across an entire area, but would go directly down and so far. It's like they would be so long. And I think that provides you with a sense of like connectivity from maybe a darker energy you're in now to a more like embodied or watery energy. I don't know how to explain the feeling. It's just a feeling of like, I think this could be really healing. Okay, let's go to pile 1. Welcome in, pile 1. I feel like I kind of need to meditate on this. I'm gonna start with these cards for you. I wonder if you're feeling a bit more absent than you have in an energy that feels more comfortable for you. Or like you're looking for answers, or Those feathers just flew off the table. Let me collect it. Okay. Ah, feathers. Okay. Is there something new you've come into working with? I just wanted to say something like, oh, I love working with feathers. But is this something like quite finicky? I'm getting an image of someone who works with animals, and they're like now working with a new animal who is very like kind of, I want to say fidgety or cheeky maybe. I just saw a magpie grab something of food and fly off with it. Okay, so we have holly tree and birch tree. What else? Future, but reversed, which isn't the past. What does that mean? Maybe you're not wanting to look at your future. Okay, those are the 3 cards I want to come out. Back of the deck is Orion. Da Hunter. Okay. Hunter. I'm thinking the anime. That could be significant for some of you. This black feather keeps wanting to like go on top of the white feathers, or the lighter ones, the babies, but in a way that to me feels a bit more like not protective, but more like it's taking over. I think there could be a sense of immaturity that you're surrounded by, that you're dealing with. I almost didn't use the black feather in this reading too. I almost did it in a separate pile. So it feels like maybe you would resonate with being either one or both of the smaller feathers. I guess you could resonate with any. You could resonate with being the black one, which feels like it's like an external influence that is trying to kind of take a hold of what you've got going on, something surrounding you. We have Tanaka, but again, I'm kind of noting that it like tried to go on top. There's a sense of like that which can't fully handle itself trying to get a handle over you, I'm thinking. It's like even though these 2 feathers are small and they look very delicate and baby-like, I'm seeing them more as like full-grown feathers, and yet this one feels larger, and yet I'm seeing how like soft it is, and it just feels like a baby feather that really hasn't matured. It could be someone or something that like feels like they need to cling in order to, and that might appear to be more like control, in order for them to feel a sense of safety or peace. But I'm feeling more like you're trying to get like you're trying to find a sense of purpose, or some like, I'm wanting to say like cooler answers. Like I had thought that this reading was going to veer more in the direction, this is Shisan and Tanaka-kun, by the way. I thought this reading was going to veer more in the energy of more like cool ideas. More maybe like philosophical stuff, or like galactic feeling. And I think that's maybe what you're like seeking. You're wanting something that almost takes you out of the situation as opposed to dealing with it. I think you're wanting a freshness, but there's like a direction that is being invited of you to look at what the like what the part within your life that makes you want freshness is. And I think there could be more of like a releasing that you're being called into. For example, this like particular black feather, like getting that off, as opposed to trying to find a sense of lightness when you have something heavy on you. It's like instead of trying to create your own strength or create your own like clear pond of water, you're being called to like take out that which is like murkying your water to begin with, or that which is causing you to feel like you need to grow muscles to like be able to hold the weight of more. It's like actually just take the weights off. And the analogy is kind of more like to see that you're already strong enough, or like that was the strength that you were wanting to feel into. I heard the word burden and saw 10 of Wands, and it feels like maybe a 7 of Swords energy too here, of like a deceptive energy, because again it's like this, okay, I don't know if I'm wanting to use the word deceptive, but there's a sense that like maybe something is being portrayed as like okay to be doing what it's doing because of its youth, or because of the way in which it's acting, maybe playful, or maybe like portraying itself as not being able to harm. And yet what the feeling is actually I feel murkied, or actually I don't feel myself, or I don't like this. Okay, I wanted to clear this. Yeah, I'm going to, because I feel like you're wanting a clear up. Okay, which cards now? Let's get this deck. Yeah, that might take some of you into a more frustrated energy, or more of like a, when you're looking at it, you're seeing the effect it really has on you. And maybe some of you related that to like, I don't want to look at this because it brings up these feelings. But then there's a feeling of, oh yeah, that's why I'm looking at it. Yeah, I feel like some of you are like studying into more of an energy of like self-reliance, or being the one who like decides what you feel is okay for you to be okay with or not be okay with. I want this card. This is celebratory energy. I'm actually getting with that, like, who would you invite to your celebration? Or what energy would be involved in that? I actually feel like that's the only card from this deck. I feel like there's an energy of a bit more selectivity that you're wanting to have. Or allowing yourself to select. Maybe that fits for more of you. We have the Great Chickpea. I feel like you feel very divinely led. Blue guy. Okay, that's it for this deck. Back of the deck is free flow. I'm curious about that free flow. I'm curious if that's more saying like that is the energy you've been coming from. Like more allowing yourself to be taken as opposed to directing the river. I think it's both. I think that is where you've come from, but also there's a sense of like, okay, multiple rivers exist. Which one do I want to be following? Which one do I want to be allowing to lead me? Which one do I want to be held by? Which one feels most true to me? Or just which one do I like the most? Let's see if any of these cards want to come out. I'm so excited for this deities deck. Anyone want to come out? I don't have many yet. skip ahead a year and maybe there'll be more if I'm still here. We have Athena and Odin and the blank card. And only 3 other cards there. Fun. I want another something. A bird card, maybe. Ooh. This is making me unsure. It's the energy of like the different thing. The thing that doesn't feel so much like you're in resonance with. That is the thing that you're wanting to address. I'm wanting to say, like, addressing your feelings surrounding. Action steps will come clearly, or the path will clear more naturally when you jump in the different river of being, I think like being more honest with how you really feel about something. Okay, so the Great Chickpea and Athena. I love those two together. I like that it's like lighter on the left and then darker on the right. Which I'm noticing is like the opposite way round if we see it like left is feminine and darker energy and the right is masculine and lighter energy. But this one is darker and the left one is lighter. That tripped me up. Okay, we have the lesser spotted woodpecker. And the guillemot. I just started hearing a good song. What's that called? My Chemical Romance Go. Something Go. I forgot again. Planetary and then in a bracket Go exclamation mark. And Osprey. Okay. Back of the deck is both Puffin and Tree Creeper. Oh, my candle's gone out. Okay, that feels significant. Like my candle has gone out. There's an interesting energy here. I don't feel like you're in too much of like complication. I'm looking outside. There's never been a rook so close to me. He's right on the wires. He's just wobbling. Oh, it's so massive. Feel free to skip ahead. I'm not going to continue with the reading until I get a good look at this. Could that be significant here though? Like until you get a good grip on something or until you get a good look at something, like you're not compromising on something else, like less than. Ah, I love him. Okay, he's flown away now. It's like once I've decided something or once I've really allowed something to process, allowed the truth to be okay. I think it's not even really surrounding actions, it's just allowing yourself to feel into what you're really feeling. Having those feelings be valid. Okay to be within your body. Yeah, I feel like there's like a particular like quest is what I'm getting. Quest that you feel on. Oh, that kind of feels like Odin too. And Athena. There's like I was actually getting that from Ospreys though. It's like this bird catches fish in the ocean. There's a sense of like going into I can't get at what this is because there's such like a select energy for this. There's a specific situation, but I don't think that the situation really matters. But I think it really does to you, and that's what matters. But I also think that that's relevant, like the situation doesn't matter. Or there's a feeling of like embodying more selfishness here, I think. A feeling of going after what you really want. Or it's not even, okay, it is a bit like going after it, but I think more so this energy is like allowing yourself to want that which you want. And just seeing what comes from that. Woodpecker just makes me think of like targeting the same thing over and over again to create something from that. It's like if the woodpecker goes around targeting like different parts of the tree, it's never going to make a nest. It's never going to make a hole in the tree. Okay, then the oh my goodness, there was a jackdaw that came and landed on the wire, and now the rook came back. I think this is a new rook. I don't know though. There's a rook here now, and he's oh my goodness, he's looking in at me like changing his head position. This birds make me way too happy. I'm seeing one of his feathers look a bit loose there. Is it gonna fall for me? Why? He's flying away. Okay. Oh, now there's loads that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 together. Not as close, but in the field. Okay. I think there's something about the heart strongly here, because that just gave me such a feeling of like, oh my goodness, I love birds. Okay. I heard there's a fluidity you're being asked into, actually, that fits with free flow. And the way I said that or realised that made me think of, oh my, why are there's too many distractions, the birds. There's another jackdaw now on the wire. They never go on the wire. I never get to see them this closely, or like they never really interact with me. But now it feels like they're interacting with me. And there's a magpie further along. Oh, now there's 3 magpies, but in lots of different places. Why are there so many corvids just flying around everywhere so close? That one literally just jumped onto the wire and then flew away again. And now he's like, come on, dude, and the other one has flown away with him. Okay. Now there's 4 magpies. Two together and then another 2 together. And then one went... Okay, now there's everywhere. Okay. But it's not like we have corvids here. That's the weird thing. We have Odin. But there's been no ravens. Okay. I don't get it. I want to apologize. Why do I want to apologize? Is that a part of this? The desire to apologize? Or is that just me? Is that also strongly here? Like, is that just me? There could have been a long gap as a part of this. I think really this has to do with a sort of like quest, because Kaiman popping out right beside the Odin and blue guy just feels so... And the Osprey. Kaiman is a character who... I want to say like adventures, or he has a goal set. He wants to find who he really is, or who the head inside his mouth is. He has a goal and he's going in lots of different directions to find that. And things get in the way, but he doesn't give up with that desire. And also like a ruthlessness, like he doesn't really care about who he hurts in the process. And then before that we have John, who is waving bye-bye, which just feels like that essence of like allowing that which doesn't support this to fall away. Or like seeing what was holding you back is the feeling. Like you had a certain desire. You had these 2 feathers. And then there was that like dark cloud thing that was like clouding it. But without like it's not like it was this feather being like, no, it was more of like that's why that like deceptive energy felt true, because it wasn't like it was like shouting in your face, no, you can't have this. It was like a feeling of like gently clouding your energy. Like clouding the love, clouding the lightness. Are they even in shot? Yeah, they are. Plenty of room. This blank card makes me think of like what will happen next. And it's like going from seeing what was holding you back from having a focus on this one thing that you're wanting, and allowing that to like make it clear what you don't want in your life, or what you do. I think you already know what you want, but I want to ask, like, what is the frustration for surrounding? I feel a bit incompetent in your reading, and I wonder if that's how you're feeling. Like, it's not something that you can take initiative with, or there's a feeling here of like, if you really want it, then like I think the road there would feel so invigorating. I keep getting this like sense of adventure, but it's like very planning and strategic adventure based off where you're being called, based off like an object in view that you want to chase after. I'm getting an example of how I, for a very long time, have had like a goal in mind, like for example, a certain spirit that kind of acts for me as like a waypoint, like that's where I'm going, that's what I love, that's what I want. And it's for me a sense of like, even though I don't know the full path there, just allowing myself to see that as like, yes, I can get there. That's what feels so fulfilling in like each moment. It's like I don't feel like I'm being held back, because I know that I can get there, even if there are things in the way currently that I'm perceiving to be in the way. It's like the pain only comes when I want to say when you allow yourself to be clouded, possibly by the judgments or opinions of others. It's a feeling of like, when you lock in on what you're wanting, that's when the magic happens. That's when you feel like yourself, and that's when you feel or see the road ahead opening. It's like you may have tried putting in the like destination in the sat nav, but until you click like go, then you don't see the first steps. You just see like a long line of like, you could kind of see it happening, but until you choose to really step on the road, you won't know which way to turn yet, because you haven't started the journey really. Take that as it resonates. I'm gonna take a drink of water. There's a sense of like, perhaps you feeling maybe imposter syndrome, or like you're imposing on something that you don't have a right for. And I've just been drawn back to Kaiman's energy, who like does not care. And a couple of jackdaws. This time they're together, Cool. They're shaking their feathers because it was raining. What's that about? It's a feeling of like stretching one's arms out, like, okay, now I have like both hands together, let's do this. I'm getting like another simple example of like seeing. I'm wanting to make this personal too, so I think that there's something so personal about all of this for you. It's not like a wavering energy. It's very, even though we had free flow, it doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like there is a lot of fluidity that would be asked with like taking lefts and rights and forwards and downs and stuff, but it all feels so invigorating or so directed still, even if those directions change every now and then. Yeah, the just simple example I thought of was like seeing future self and seeing that, going from feeling like that is not me to wait, that's actually me. What? It's so simple. I feel like there is a simplicity to this, but maybe that's what you get tripped up on or feel like makes you feel so maybe undeserving. I just feel like this reading is quite painful for me to do, and there are so many gaps and so much of like a feeling of like I'm not fully in this, or I'm wanting to say like I don't feel like this is a very good reading. Like I haven't really been, I feel like I've been wavering, that's what it is, and I think that's your energy. There's a feeling of like not fully seeing yourself with clarity. I think there's like a bit of like a doom and gloom feeling of like maybe dreading the path that you know you want to walk. Like an acknowledgement of all that doesn't fit the road you see or the destination you see, and like a feeling of like I know what I'll have to let go of if I choose to go down this road. I know what I'll be asked to step into if I go down this road. I know the energy that I want to be holding. I know the difference that that energy embodies. I know the difference that I am being called, or like that I want to be in energy. I know that this is not something to take lightly. There's a feeling of such power that comes from imagining that you are this. For some of you, that you are on par with this. I don't really like viewing it like that though. Maybe you do though. And maybe that is significant, that you're not placing other people's, like you're not placing me as a reader, my perspective and what I am seeing is in resonance with your energy as above what you are seeing is in resonance with your energy. And, you know, swap that word reader out for maybe the other influences that you're feeling is clouding your vision, making you feel like you can't take the first step. There might have been a bit of like a wait and see energy that you had, or that certain energies around you wanted you to have. And that was that like waveringness, that was that feeling of like waiting for permission. That's what it is. When I don't feel like that is who you are or who you want to be, or what aligns you with that which you are wanting. I keep feeling like I don't like the way I'm reading this, or I don't like something in this. What aren't you liking? Someone just took that as in like me asking, what aren't you liking in this reading? I didn't mean it like that. I meant, what aren't you liking? But feel free to go that way, to follow your impulses. What which emotions would that bring up in you? I meant, what's frustrating you? But maybe you haven't been in frustration, but it's been more of like a niggling, I don't know that I like this too much. Okay, I'm gonna clear this and let's look at what you're releasing. Or what you're wanting to release, or what maybe you're not wanting to release but feel that you do actually want to release. I love a good releasing reading. I love a good letting go, and then they're like, ah, the bliss. The bliss of freedom. The bliss of lightness. The bliss of one's own energy. Okay, let's make this the center point. And all this deck. There's something in this. Okay, what are you really feeling called to release? What is niggling at you? We have Vega, something you love that is in the present. Let's get runes too. Back of the deck is Pleiades. It's an old belief system too. I'm thinking of Vega being a very guiding energy, but I'm wanting to say particularly like guiding with. I heard a visceral wisdom. I don't know the word visceral enough to use it as much as I do. That's a part of this, okay? Because that feels like maybe there's a like a leader of sorts, or someone that you're listening to that you see as maybe more of an authority than yourself. Who are you giving more power to than yourself? What are you wanting to let go of? Jera, possibly something you've been... I heard something along the lines of like prepared for, and to us. Maybe something you've gone around in cycles with. I'm seeing the algae's room, but it didn't want to come out, which is interesting. I love that you got what do you want to let go of the present. And Vega feels like such an expansive energy. Or not expansive, just like very holding. There's a feeling here of like you want to let go of what you once saw as right. Once saw as like in flow with your morals. I think you're changing what you feel to be realistic and changing what you see to be like the truth or in alignment with justice. Why Jera? In the present. It feels like such like a going around in circles energy of like maybe those or ideas that keep you stagnant and keep you like as the same person. Like Jera will often, like I'm thinking like it is like a season that, or like a year's time, it's like something that that grows and then there's a harvest. But this feels like with it being under present, it's like there's no, you never get the harvest, or like it's the same harvest over and over and you're wanting to grow new seeds. There's like a going round in circles. It's not a future card in Jera, which is like birthing new. It's birthing the same thing. Something that just keeps you repeating the same cycle. Because I'm also seeing this like thinking of like Norse mythology and the inevitability of for example, the one part I'm thinking of is when Fenrir gets bound and Tyr loses his hand. There's a feeling, and then Ragnarok coming and stuff and stuff. There's a feeling of like you maybe self-sacrificing to keep the peace, and that is what has been keeping you trapped in that same fated cycle. I'm wanting to pose here what would have happened if Tyr hadn't put his hand in Fenrir's mouth. And I feel like not getting too deeply into that, or like looking at all the, I don't know, that it's about more of like an abstract energy of that, in saying what would happen if you changed your idea of justice. What would happen if you fought for the other side is coming through? What would happen if you fought for the synchronicities that you are feeling or you are seeing, or what? Okay, now I want to get a bit more of like a what, like this feels like the what it's not, but what is the what it is? Let's get this deck. I feel like what you're releasing is like a feeling of being stuck in the mud. Like not getting anywhere, but still continuing to get like nudges and feelings of like, it's like you can see the path that you want still. It's not like just slightly there, it's you fully know it's there, it's just you feel like for some reason that you need to stick to the old way, that you can't like jump out and spark a whole new idea of what is possible, or what you can begin today, or like this very moment. There's a feeling here of like your whole life could change with like a single mindset shift, or like a single like decision, a single like, oh yeah, I could do this. I'm getting the image of when, okay, it's not coming through, so I'm I'm just gonna leave it. Is that important here? Like, I think that's what you might experience. Like, maybe you have like got really close to doing this, and then you get like halted, and then you, or like, so it's difficult that you face the difficult part of it, and that is what makes you then question like, oh, what if this was wrong, or what if I shouldn't do this, something like that. It's like you get close to the edge of the cliff, but then you start worrying if you really can fly, or you start listening to those behind you who don't have wings, who like have no clue how you'll fly. Okay, but it's like they don't feel inside your body that, like, maybe you don't have the wings sprouted out yet, but it's like you can feel them in your body, but they can't see that. Okay, so the card that came out for more of like what you're going into or what you're wanting is Tinkerbell. Maybe like a fierceness. I think it's like a, there's so much to this. Tinkerbell was my old dog, and she has like a, it's a very, I keep wanting to say like a fighting spirit. She's so sensitive too, and playful and crazy. There's just like a joy that comes through when I think of her. But the main part that I feel like it's talking about, also that flight thing with the wings. Tinkerbell, not my dog, but the fairy. But I'm think about like she has such like an independence of an independent thinking, like it's a protective energy of, why can't I get it out? That's what I'm so confused with. Let's get another card from here. Maybe a sense of loyalty too, because I'm just thinking about dogs in general. What do you feel called to protect? Whether that be outside of yourself or a part within you. Like a part of your heart or something within you that feels so true. We have Roger and One Punch Man. This just makes me think of like the part of you who thinks and knows that you can do anything. Like Roger feels like someone who like has no concept of like limitation. And Saitama is literally a character who, like, I don't know, it's like he has no limiter or something, so he has access to like the fullest of his strength. I think the main feeling that you feel drawn into is almost like an absent-mindedness, like going back to the child self that just knows that there is no restriction. Maybe like really, really young child. Or it's like just the pure part within you that wouldn't question what is possible and what is not, and just knows that, I want to say knows that your love is true. I keep not knowing what to say in your reading. It's not really a feeling of not knowing what to say. It's just a feeling of like the gaps, those gaps. It's like I don't feel fully in it. I think that's just the feeling. But I want to be. It's like I wish this was something else. I wish this was a different way. I think that's how you're feeling. And the such strong energy coming through, I think, is just then make it your way. It's like a feeling of letting out the fierceness within you that is actually the part that feels least fears. What did I say? Fierce. Yeah. The part of you that feels least fierce. It's like maybe at first glance there's like a like overpoweringness, like, or overestimating feeling. Maybe that's how others would perceive you, like over the top. But it's like the place that's actually coming from is actually so... The word naive came through, but I want to say, I don't know, in this moment I actually don't not like that word. So that could be significant here, like in this moment I actually don't not like this. Possibly this part of myself. It's like letting... I don't know what to say. It's like letting the lion cub part of you roar because you know that it will... Because you know that you are a lion and you'll grow into a lion. I kind of don't like that, kind of do. Take it if you wanna. I feel like you're close to more of like a full embodiment of self. And again, I just want to like express in more betterly words. This feeling of like, yes, it's like it looks like it's more powerful and dynamic and raw and impressive and just even maybe obnoxious is a word that came to mind, or like in your face, like that's grand, like thinking that it's so valuable. And yeah, it's like continually seeing that actually, yes, it does think it's so valuable, but not from a place of like more valuable than any one thing. It's just such a pure place of, oh yeah, I am allowed to live the way I want to live in such a delicate way. It's not delicate, it's just beautiful. It's like a solidity in such a fluid way. It's a feeling of like grandiose without it's like grandiose while actually feeling like what it really is like the ability to really lay back and like let your soul lead the way, let your soul be you, like not feeling like you're separate than your soul. It's a feeling of like seeing yourself for who you really are. Yeah, I like that. Seeing yourself for who you really are. And I think that brings clarity to that which you were before embodying or listening to the embodiments of, which weren't feeling like their full embodied souls. And then seeing that you get to choose to be that. You get to choose to leap out of who you once saw yourself to be. I'm getting an example of having viewed deities or like gods as, or like just any beings of like more lightness, spirits, as like higher in like a better way, and like seeing them as more like fully knowing or fully embodied, more wise, just because of like their own, like the how do I say this? It's like because they value themselves, they have this aura of value, and so there might have been a tendency to see that as like unattainable, or like they just have that, like that it's just different. And this is bringing it more to actually, like they went on that journey of deciding that for themselves. They came from, I'm wanting to say they came from the dirt too, they came from the planet, they came from and take those words lightly or not lightly, but it's a feeling of like not accepting struggle as the end, not seeing lightness or that which is great as something outside of you or something that is either there or not there, but seeing this as more of like that adventure, that goal, that quest, something that you can achieve, something that you can decide can be yours, something that you can feel within yourself. And I want to bring it back to like a simple question of what feels good. I'm gonna end your reading there. So, bye pal number one. Enjoy your quest should you accept it, and enjoy the experience that you choose to have should you not accept it too. Bye bye. I just got a message of like not saying something because you know that it will piss some people off. I feel like just for some I want to say that's the energy that I'm saying I'm picking up on. I'm not giving like my opinion on that. I'm not pushing any one thing, which is how I intend every reading to be. It's just me embodying and describing the energy that I am feeling and experiencing with and from you, or as you, so that you can have more clarity on your own self and experience rather than me trying to direct any one thing. It often will sound like I'm trying to direct things, and maybe I am, but I always like the feeling of returning to a sense of like, this is just one perspective, this is just my perspective, and my personal perspective is one of not liking to push others into my perspective, but just rather showing them that is what I'm seeing for them, or from them, as them. And again, not to say that I think that trying to direct and that sort of manipulation is a bad thing. I just don't see that as my thing. And me saying all of that feels very relevant to your energy. So feel free to interpret or take what you will from it. Yeah. Oh wait, this crystal. I only just realized now that you got my blue guy card, and that blue crystal I kind of associate with that spirit, that soul. Do I have more to say on that? No. Okay. Welcome in, pile 2. Your feather wants to be upside down. I don't know why. Ooh, that made me think of something. I don't know why. I don't know what, though. Whee! Let's get a character card to begin off this reading. Okay, or 4. Or 5. Back of the deck is Rapunzel. I'm going to keep her out for a bit. Okay, we have Tsuki from Gintama, Yotsuba from Yotsuba-to, Renge from Nononbiri, Oboro from Gintama, and I wanted to say Takasugi from Gintama again. Not Takasugi. Olga from Kanata no Astra. Okay, actually we'll take Rapunzel out. Take her out. Take her out to dinner. Okay. Could that be significant for some of you? Going out to dinner? So, if some of you had a question, do I go out for dinner or do I go out for tea? I said dinner then, just then. I was trying to say breakfast. That was a weird experience. I literally really genuinely thought that I said breakfast. I was seeing that. Okay, that joke has gone downwards and is no longer relevant. Fly, bat, black jaguar. And also, like, calling a joke is quite painful. What is this energy? Yeah, this is what this feels like a bit. I don't know, I was just seeing lighter, like more feminine, maybe more playful energy at the start, and then going to like more painful, darker energies on the right, which felt like that sense of like playing, but then actually kind of getting tripped up and that ending in pain. Okay, so we have fly, bat, black jaguar, and chicken. Your cards will come out pretty quickly. I think there is... what do I call that? What is that? I'm going to take a sip of water. With you, I'm wanting to say it's okay. I think your energy might have a tendency to like speed in every direction, maybe. And now I'm turning the feather over. Yeah, I think maybe it's like a feeling of you can get wrapped up in things, and remembering your own face is helpful. I think this is a lighter reading than you might have intended it to be. There's a lot of like pain wrapped up in this, I feel. You might be going through a lot, and yet this reading feels like it will take like a lighter turn, but I don't know why that would be. Okay, we have Fenrir. Are you really angry at someone? Or is someone really angry at you within your energy that I'm picking up on? I feel like spitting or I'm making a face. I don't know what this is. It's like, what are you even doing? Or it's saying things that are really hurtful and in an uncaring way. It kind of makes me step back and feel like, wow, who even are you? Or it's a feeling of like someone you were close with to varying degrees, I guess. Like suddenly going through something and completely letting out like a very like cold side of themselves. Maybe even electric. And maybe even like a response to that feeling quite it's like jarring, but not in like a super emotional way, just more in like a numbing way of like, whoa, is that really like who you are? I didn't see that. It's a feeling of like something went from 0 to 100 really quickly, and you're kind of left feeling absent or numb or just in shock. Like there could have been like a kind of twist or I don't want to call it sudden revelation, but it could be that for some of you. Perhaps a feeling of like being betrayed, but the feelings haven't sunk in and you're just in a sense of like awe, but like awe at like awe in like a not like glowing, I'm looking up to this, just like a what even is this? Or I just can't believe this feeling. You might have felt like you had something down or you understood something, but then you suddenly got like taken out of yourself in some way, like this doesn't feel like me anymore, or like that was really you all along. I don't know, some of you this is about yourself and your own like acknowledgement of self, and others of you this is seeing the truth of someone outside of yourself. Some of you might resonate with soul step-ins, or resonate with someone outside of you going through one of those, where the soul inside of you is a different one than was before. Yeah, there's like a shockingness to this. It's like a feeling of something that was so gentle actually having quite a ruthless side to them. It's a feeling of like breaking out. And I don't know how I don't know really how to read this. I'm seeing multiple situations. But there's a feeling of, again, I want to kind of just say like going from like 0 to hero, 0 to 100, or maybe 100 to 0. There's this strong sense of like both togetherness and apartness. But it's not just like a walking away feeling, it's like an actively pushing something away because you do not want to be around that. But I can't get off this energy of like it's shocking, or you really didn't know that was a part of them, or you didn't know that it was an energy that they would be in, or that they saw you in a particular way, or that you didn't expect to be treated in a certain way maybe, or you didn't expect yourself to treat others in a particular way. Yeah, I'd say the energy of betrayal kind of flows through this, but maybe you see it more as like your own, I don't know, something along the ideas of like the idea of a betrayal, or like your own. I think you'll take that word in the way that it resonates for you. I feel like there's a feeling of like having not deserved something. I'm getting a particular situation of like having a lot of trust with someone, and I'm not even seeing it as in like that trust was necessarily built, but it was just very easily there, or it just was like a feeling of being on the same page, and then realizing through maybe one or a trail of experiences that they weren't as in peace as you, or they were less caring or less accommodating for you than you thought, less a part of the group than you thought, more like maybe with ulterior motives. I think there's a feeling of like being left out here, being like a bit starstruck, but again in like a, well, this really changes my perspective on I kind of want to say like on many things, because it's a feeling of like, oh wow, I really trusted this. Maybe some of you also expected, like after a certain occurrence, to have felt or been more held. I'm getting one example of when I was hurt by someone that I wasn't expecting to be hurt by, but like I thought that I like looking back, maybe something along these lines. I thought that also me like being so hurt and like bawling my eyes out like that, I thought that would be more accommodated for two. Like I thought that I thought that at least there would be like a sudden like, oh wow, what have I done feeling from them, but actually it was more of like them still feeling like they were the one that was like being hurt, or not being hurt, just like there was a sense of their own sense of justice being not in alignment with my own. So you might have felt like a double down on the pain, like it like not only were you hurt, but then you were hurt that when you were hurt you weren't cared for, something along those lines. There might be a sense of like strong understanding of like why things went down the way they did. I'm seeing like backstories being very strong with these two. It's like you know why they acted the way they did to a degree, but there's, or maybe fully for some of you, maybe that depends, but there's still a feeling of like recognizing the free will and the full choice that they have had to continue to act from a particular place, which was less than inviting. There could be a sense of like them not really valuing their own, and this could be you, but maybe as I'm saying them, it's like past you. There's a sense of maybe them not valuing their own actions or their themselves. So when they take action that affect people, they don't really think that it'll affect people because they've been shown in childhood that they don't like really matter. I'm getting an example here that when I left school, I didn't say goodbye to some of my friends, and that was coming from a place of like I just left, and I didn't like tell loads of people because I didn't want a big fuss, and that was because I felt like I didn't matter. So I thought that I didn't really think that anyone would care. And it's not that I didn't care for them, it's just that I just thought that I was like a nobody, that nobody would care if like I left without saying anything. So there's that sense of like them not valuing themselves, then causing pain and hurt in others because they actually did matter. Like, for example, I think I really did. Like, now I can see more that I was loved, and that there were people who did value more of a friendship with me, or did value, like, for example, even like teachers that I had I been in a better place in myself, I would have enjoyed saying goodbye to, and they would have wanted that too, I think. But there's a feeling of, because I felt such lack within myself, I ended up hurting those that I thought that wouldn't. I ended up hurting those I thought it wouldn't matter about. So I think I see that in this reading. That was hard to get out. It not in like a pain way, but in like a that was a mouthful to say way. I guess that's just a message for those of you who can see that or not. That feels relevant too, like for those of you who can see that or not. I'm not sure how. But there's a lot of feeling of like being mysterious here, or there's just a lot of like darkness. Tsuki is a character who is to do with the moon. There's loads of other things here too about that elusivity, but why did I just stop at the first thing? Is that relevant here? Why did you stop at the first thing, or why did they stop at the first thing? Maybe there being like a focus on just one thing, and suddenly I'm getting this urge. This is interesting. I'm getting the urge to watch a particular pick a card reader. Her name is Hazel Lucia Tarot, in case that's relevant. Maybe there are readings from her. But the current energy I'm in is like, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel like I'm in my personal flow of reading. Maybe there's a strong comparison This is such an interesting energy. I'm literally in the energy of like, I don't want to be here. I wish I was watching one of her readings instead. What is that energy? Do you just wish you were somewhere else, or you wish... It's a feeling of being like taken care of, I think. And I'm also noticing all this like gray energy. Usually I like that. It brings in more like a lightness for me. But in this moment, I really don't like it, and I just want to be surrounded by color, and I want to feel more held, and I want to feel more of like a warmth. I want to feel with more direction too. Like, my readings feel lighter, but like the energy I'm being brought into is like what I want. Well, actually not always, but this one right here does. The feeling here is like I want more warmth. That's just what this feeling is. Yeah, I think there's a cold situation, and it has left you questioning your own like placement, or your own... I don't know what. I guess you would know, or that is a part of this, like you're not sure what this fully is, or that there's something that you feel like you can't rely on anymore, or you can't settle into. And with that comes more of like a settling into someone else or something else. Like I'm thinking of that different reader. Like, instead of being like, okay, I'll change my energy, my perspective, and settle more into this reading with that awareness that I'm not settled into it, but instead I'm feeling a draw to be elsewhere. I think this could have strongly to do with a desire for motherly energy. And I'm wanting to say it again, like more color. But I think with that colour, it's really just more feeling of being held. There might be a sense of like having felt like you needed to like stick up for yourself, or like there was a degree of like harshness that came through all of this, and it left like a steely kind of energy that wants to be softened. Okay, I'm gonna put these cards away now, and then we might get some more. Oh, I'm thinking of Clara's song. What did she... in this anime, she sings like a good night song to her two best friends, and I just love that song. I forgot about that, so maybe I'll link it, or maybe you can find it, like the Clara's good night song. Yeah, that just feels like this is so much like it's like caring in a way that feels almost like too caring. Not in a way that's actually like overstimulation, or like being like lacking boundaries and having like actually too much, but it's just a feeling of like, wow, like a friend can be so loving, or I don't know, it's like it's not like the mother I'm seeing who is nurturing, it's like the friend is nurturing. It just gives a feeling of like, I just want to say closeness, I think. I'm also just seeing Clara, she has her family, she has a family who's very close and like very lovey-dovey. It's a feeling of like full safety, full being able to just relax and be oneself at home feeling. Okay, let's use some bird cards. Ooh. We have wood warbler. We have turnstone. Let's use it like this. Is that green bullfinch? Just greenfinch. Greenfinch, black-headed gull, kittiwake or kittiwake, turnstone, and let's see if we can get another. You can see all these colour coming in. Did I say these colour? And we have coal tipped. There's such a feeling of like it's okay, and I love that this black-headed gull is in the nest. It feels so cozy. Puffin is popping out too. Also golden eagle and little grebe. Okay, I'm gonna change my position because I'm sat on my knees, but for this energy I want to be more in a holding space. Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna light the candle which went out earlier. Let's bring it into your reading. If you felt like you more wanted messages, then feel free to go. Bye-bye, I love you very much. But now I'm wanting to bring in more of like a gentle space. I'm sure there will be more messages, but I want the intention to be more to just bring in an essence of love and warmth. I like putting these together, like not making them spaced out too. Let's get more cards. Let's get more of mine though. Well, these are mine too, but my drawn ones. Oh look, there's a gnat on my fingy. Ding ding ding. Is that focused? Focus, focus, let's see him. Who's that cutie? Gang, gang, gang. Earth's oceans, Lemuria. And Auriga. Interesting. I'm actually getting more of like, oh, these two need to come out too. From Auriga, I'm getting Cancerian energy. Auriga is close to Cancer, the constellation. And I don't have a Cancer card in here. And Holly also feels quite Cancerian to me. Back of the deck is Sweet Chestnut Tree. I think they might have a new doggy next door because it's been making noise. I love hearing it. Okay. Yes. It's such like a close holding feeling. I've been drawn to express. I don't usually wear bras, but right now I'm wearing sports bra, and it just feels. I was being really drawn to it. It just feels so like holding. Hey, we have another gnat flying in too. Auriga makes me think too of like not walking somewhere or traveling somewhere yourself, but it represents a chariot, so it's a feeling of like you being in the the vehicle, and that like being able to sit back and have that do the traveling work. Same thing with like Clara singing goodnight to her friends. It's a feeling of like being invited to sleep, being guided. Yeah, there's a guiding energy here. What was this bird called again? Wood warbler. That's reminding me a bit of this tree, agate, whatever it's called. It could be something about how I mistook a particular spirit in the past as, or a particular person as having a particular connection to a tree that I once loved, but actually I found the real person that it was about, and that was really the tree soul. And it's a funny thing how, like, I had kept trying to fit in the puzzle pieces that I had received surrounding this particular, surrounding loads of different souls that I had encountered both in spirit and then the physicalized, like, puzzle pieces of who and what and how and when. But it didn't make sense because I hadn't found the person that tree soul was actually associated with yet, and I was trying to put all the pieces together and it like kept not making sense, and I kept getting okay, the energy of betrayal is coming through. Like at one point I remember feeling quite betrayed because there was a feeling of like I can't get the particular point of it. It wasn't even like at the points in time when you'd expect me to feel most betrayed. It was just like a random thing. Okay, so that could be relevant here. Like the feelings don't feel fully cohesive, and partly that's because of not having all the information. And I also want to really note, it's like when I found the person that tree soul, when I realized the tree soul, or the person that a particular tree soul I was connected to was associated with, I don't know if I've made sense at all in saying this. When I realized who it was, there was such like a click into place, not even questioning it. There was just a feeling of like, oh. Like it just like, that's the feeling. Like I recognize this. But before, when I kept trying to make it fit with someone else, I had always been questioning. I was like continually going back and forth, like, is it really? and going over and over and over again, because it didn't, like, that a strong part of me knew that it didn't fit, but it's like I couldn't make it fit yet because I hadn't met the person hadn't found the person that it actually was. Okay. There's a feeling of like, I feel a bit annoyed at having said that. Not like a feeling of oversharing, but since I'm saying that, maybe that's relevant for some of you. But maybe it's also relevant, like, it's not that. That Holly energy gives me a bit of that too, like, and like Cancerian energy of like protectiveness of one's own emotions, of one's own softness. A feeling of like, if you felt betrayal, then a like sort of hardness that can come from that, and like a closing off solidly to that type of energy. There's a feeling of like wanting to shake something up or off, wanting to shake something off you. I think you feel ready for a renewal of sorts, or ready for, I think, like this, like a sense of gunk of this to be in the past. Maybe some of you are waiting for something in particular for that. I don't think this will resonate for everyone, but some of you might be waiting for a particular something in order to let go, but there's a feeling of like this can come from you. So there's a sense of following your own emotions to that place of like allowing the grief and allowing the experience to have an impression on you, and then also like choosing that it's okay to step into a sense of having let go, or a lightness that is without this old experience, without needing to wait, like you being the decision. There's also something about how this feather has been in a particular plant pot of mine, and that has created this stain, and right now I'm wanting to chop that part off and just be in the freshness. Some of you might feel a strong sense of like desiring forgiveness, or the energy of forgiveness might be just throughout this, whether that be other parties or your own. I heard the word clutching. I think there's a feeling of like having wanted something to go one way, or had it, I don't know, even know if it's that, but having seen something as one thing, and then it's like when you get sucked into maybe disappointment or like clinging to it being that way, there's a feeling of breathing and allowing yourself to see the truth of what is. Because I don't think there's a true desire for it to be the way it was, but maybe a little bit of like a safety having come from a particular attachment, and a reopening to like the freedom that comes with like maybe recognizing more of a distortion, or recognizing more of a darkness, or like a journeying feeling, like of having not been like fully complete, or having been rubbed the wrong way, or just seeing that the truth is different than what you thought it was. And allowing your heart to hurt through that, if that is part of the experience, or allowing, I think allowing a sense of being directed elsewhere, of being directed, or of I think just a weighted release. That's what this feels like. But I think for a lot of you, it's not something physical releasing, or like a I don't know how to explain it. I'm just thinking about like pile one. This is a different kind of release. This is a release of maybe like the mind, of just what you were attached to inside of yourself. But it's just kind of like a readjustment of perspective, I think. With that, let's see if one of these cards want to come out. I'm wanting to say something along the lines of like, you're doing great. And my favorite phrase, which is "you're okay" or "it's okay." Interesting, I said "you're okay." That's not the one that I don't say that a lot, but maybe that is particularly helpful to hear. Like, "you're okay." Back of the deck is Fox, Nine-tailed crystalline shapeshifter. Yeah, there's a sense of like renewal, but it's like a renewal of what something is, or like the reality of something. Seeing more of the truth of something. Possibly for some of you that is like the truth of someone's soul. And maybe some of you take that more directly, or some of you take that more like a metaphor, like the truth of someone's personality, or again, I kind of want to say their placement. Okay, so reality and Dullahan Shiona, so that's a particular spirit I connected with. Doo-doo. It reminds me of this Clara energy, which is very like loving without being okay, this is not Clara, but loving without being like obsessive or over-imposing. It's a very gentle feeling. It's a feeling of friendship. But her being a Dullahan, it's like that head is off. It just gives that sense again of like there's a strong perspective shift, or like it's different than it was before. I'm gonna end your reading there, pal, too. Yeah. The rook has returned. The rook has returned. Was that for you or for pile 1? I don't know why I'm feeling so much like a blur between you and pile 1. I think that's really significant for you. Because I feel such a difference in the energy, but why is that? I'm wanting to say, like, I hope that helped you process some of this. The word sweetheart is coming to mind. I don't want to end it there, though. Is that how you're feeling? Like something didn't really end on terms that you had liked? There's a sense of finding your own peace and not needing that to be in alignment with the peace of others. Castle in the sky could be significant. Or things in clouds. Now I'm yawning. I haven't yawned for a while. That feels significant here. I haven't yawned for a while. It's that feeling of like gentleness, and maybe more directly like falling into a gentleness that you can trust. There might be a feeling of like crying here, or like feeling like it's more difficult to trust. I'm sending you such a big hug. I just want to listen to that Clara song right now. You know what? I can do that. I'm going to turn my laptop on and listen to that. In between piles 2 and 3. It's because right here, this energy that you have is so much like wanting to be held, wanting to be nurtured. It just makes me want to hold you. And also makes me in the energy of wanting to be held. Ah, nice. I can find that song name for you too now. For those of you who have interest in that. Turn up the brightness. Ugh, I can't. My laptop's done a weird thing. The brightness settings has just disappeared. Okay. Where would it be? It would be in... Omo Omo. Then Katsura. My laptop has also done a weird thing. I think it will fix itself when I update it, but I can't type on it right now. It is quite fun, quite the journey. Let's find this Clara song. It's a long playlist, so it'll take a while to... Oh, no, it won't. I found the area. Okay, also... Stop! No! Okay, my laptop... It's just... It's had a rough time as of late. Kurara no... I can't read the katakana. I mean, not katakana, the... Mind blank. I can't read this part of the... whatever you call it. But I will, in a moment, show you. Wait, I can... I think... that's the one. The green highlighted one. I don't even know if that's it though. Maybe it's not even on Spotify. I know it's on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna shut down. Me, not my laptop. I myself am gonna shut down now. I don't know. I feel unconfident in doing pile 3s after those. I really thought that these were going to be really cool readings. They have just been a bit more about... Ouch! Ouch, this hurts. Ooh. Okay. It's just been more like human-like than I was expecting. And maybe that's the experience you've had too. Okay. Clap, 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 clap. Water. Let's do a drink. I don't know, do I do pile 3 later? I'm not wanting it anymore. I think I do want to do it though. I'll go for wee first. Yeah, a bit more of a reset. Run, run, run. still do pile 3. Active side. Welcome in, pile 3. Something about the active side, maybe? And putting a candle away. How many of you are currently putting candles away? Okay. I feel like there's a lightness to your reading that is more apparent than the other piles. But I also want to note that I think that you are wavering in this lightness. Okay, let's get runes to begin with for you. I think there's a bit of like an oddness here. I just felt some of you being like, phew, I was right in like it's okay to be leaning into the lightness. Okay, first we have Isa. Stagnancy. Maybe not as much change going on as you'd either like or just in general. It's just there's a bit of, I heard a grouping, then I heard groupie. I don't really know what that is. We have daggers. It's like I can see it. I know the energy, but I don't actually know what that is. Then we have Perthra. And we have Raido. There's a feeling of like, I don't want to, and that's okay. Boom, 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 boom. There could be a feeling of like, not yet, but will be. I like that this is that even in shot? Yeah. It's like nothing going on. That feels like the present, and then we're talking about looking at the future. Daggers feels like then that like the moment before the light hits, when you really are questioning that which you see ahead, and a feeling of like I've made a decision or I've planted the seeds, but I feel like I can least see them right now, and so I'm most questioning what's on the other side of this. And then there's like a gamble. There's a taking a chance, or there's a it's a feeling of like seeing the way the seeds had scattered. What is that? Okay, we'll come back to that, but then there's a sense of finally there being a strong sense of forward momentum, forward movement, things changing, and possibly physical movement for some of you, like travel. But whether that be physical or not, there is a sense of then like progress being made and feeling less stuck, seeing the change very apparently so. Let's get this deck for you to begin with. You might be feeling a bit like someone else right now. Interesting. There's a smoothness with what's going on. I think that this will mostly be like confirming the nudges you have already felt in line with. Okay, but now I'm feeling like, no, there's more to this than that. There's more like of a depth or more of a specific message. I think that it's like the first step is the trusting yourself and remembering why you have maybe walked the path you have, or why you've made the decisions you have, or why you're in the place that you are. And with that, like settling into that energy, that's when then you can see more, you can receive more. I think this is the energy that I was in when I was wanting to do this whole feathers reading, which is interesting because this was like the feather that was probably least likely to be chosen. And now I'm smelling horses. Okay, the card we got was this. Yeah, there's like a lightness to your reading that I'm loving. That I'm wanting to say that I wasn't expecting. So you might have come from a lot of darkness and you weren't expecting to feel so relieved or alleviated, or like change was possible. There's a sense of courage that you have, And I'm wanting to say, and that is going to pay off. And that's what you already have sensed. That's what you already know. There's like a steadiness that you have. A reliability. Why does that want to be highlighted here though? That's what I want to know. We have Flower Realm. The Moon. Okay, that's it from that deck. There's a feeling with you of like, when you know, you know. Back of the deck is Willow. What are the cards? Let's get Animal. No, let's use these cards. These feel tasty in your energy. Blue Avians. Or avian energy in general, but I feel like blue avians could be particularly resonance for you. Actually, I want to put that way up here. It's like they're leading to this crystal of yours. There's a collective of blue avians here with us today. With you, here with you. Okay, Spirit of Pear. Damn. I wanted more from this deck, but I felt like, no, that's it. And maybe that's how you're feeling, like you wanted more, because Isa is kind of like a frozenness where you're not getting so much. You might feel quite in the dark. You might feel like you're still traversing the difficulty, even though your energy isn't telling that to me. Your energy speaks a whole other story. Your energy feels very light. The Moon, Flower Realm, Spirit of Pear. Black Jaguar, that reminds me of the Daggers rune. Seeing what is to come. Coyote, yeah, that's that lightness that you have. The ability to traverse that which is difficult in a light-hearted way, in a like altered perspective way that maybe people around you don't have, or it's just being highlighted as a trait in general. Lima, I feel a bit out of it with you. It's interesting. It's like the opposite of piles 1 and 2, which felt just very dark and maybe an out of it feeling, but just in a, I don't even know how to explain that. Flamingo at the back of the deck. Let's readjust these. I am noting my voice being weird. Okay. It's like there feels like there's a lot to process here too. I'm suddenly feeling rushed or angry, or it's not angry. It kind of is. There's definitely an acceptance that you have. I'm just wondering if that is in a way that is benefiting you at this time, or if that is more of a pitfall feeling. I'm getting like a strong feeling of breathing into your heart. Okay, we have number 17. 28 wants to pop out, and also 19. Yeah, there's like an unexpected lightness that you have. Why do all these readings make me pain? What is that energy that I can explain? You know what's interesting? I actually think that your pile might be in the most pain but you're just also the most capable, or like you've been through the most. So there's just this feeling you have of like strength, of like, I can hold it though. So what does that even I feel like you might have had like a lot placed on you, like maybe you were like congratulated for being able to hold so much or do so much, because I just got a feeling then of like, why is that a good thing? Or like here we go again. Is that what you're experiencing? Like, come on, why is it always me? Why? Maybe a feeling of like, why do I always have to pick up the slack feeling? Why do I always get the short end of the stick? I know I can accept that, but do I want to be anymore? We have Carry On Crow. There could be something that just keeps popping up for you, or yeah, I definitely feel like yours is the reading with the, and I don't even know why I'm comparing. I'm definitely in the most like fiery energy for you. It's also a feeling of like, Jay, I think maybe you've been stuck for a long time, or things have felt isolated for a long time, and like maybe you've been through feelings of like sadness or grief surrounding that, but now there's a feeling of like having had enough of something and not wanting to be like, so I heard juvenile, but I was trying to think of like, what is that? Like on good terms, or on in harmony, like in a soft energy. It's like, I think you're being called more into a masculine state. I think really what wants to be recognized within you is like a feeling of wanting more detachment from that which you are a part of. I'm seeing spirit of pair and thinking, it feels like something that you're a part of, that you, I heard the word disgrace, that is like maybe ungraceful, that you have kind of been holding up the fort with, or holding together in some way, and you're not wanting to hold it together anymore. There's a feeling here of being encouraged to feel the extent of what you're feeling. And even with me saying that, I'm a bit pissed off. There's a feeling here of like everything kind of like poking at you in the wrong way. Like, can I catch a break, please? Feeling. It's a feeling of like having been knocked down and handling it so gracefully, and then being knocked down again, handling it so gracefully, and then being knocked down again, and this keeps happening. And this is like the time where it's still like, you know, I can handle this gracefully if I want. I can be more in just an energy of acceptance. But it's like a mental thing of like, actually, I don't know that I want to. I could. But how do I want to be? Like, this is my life. How do I want to navigate this? Who do I want to be? There's a feeling of caring less how you're perceived, or like more fiercely caring for yourself, or caring for that which you do care for, or what is like your way more. maybe there was more lenience that you had in the past, and now it's a feeling of more wanting to put your foot down. Not even, it's a feeling here of like, not even because ... but coming from a bit of like a, I don't really care anymore. I'm just going to do me. Like, why not? It's a feeling of like you always look to the light, but this time you're kind of wanting to look in the dark. This time the dark feels better. This time the dark feels more seeing, like you're more in that feeling of acceptance and love when you're embracing more of a harshness or more of a I kind of feel like more of a personality, more of like a maybe ruthlessness. I don't know if I'd actually describe it as ruthlessness, but it just does feel like you're allowing yourself to delve into areas that you once felt weren't yours to like walk in. Like maybe you had an allowance of others to walk in certain areas and you held acceptance for that, but you always felt a restriction of that area yourself. And now you're stepping more into an energy of, that could be me though, and why not? Why can't it be? I'm comparing the like feather to a bone. It's like that which is so light, yet also so full of structure. Maybe you're taking a lighter approach to something. And it's okay, I saw that more like light as in not like bright, but light as in like it's like less structured. It's like you're bringing a new sense of non-structure to your structure. Also, maybe you're really flowing with the cycles. I'm seeing Flower Realm and the Moon, both very, very cyclical. And even Spirit of Pear is a feeling of like that being a fruit that grows not constantly, but like when it's time. Yeah, there's a feeling of like you're looking up, but in the way that feels most authentic to you, which kind of feels like looking down. A simple example I just got was someone who didn't used to swear but wants to swear. It's like deciding that the road you want or the approach to the road you want is different. I'm thinking of Jays too. I feel like they like have a bad rep or something. I can't think of it, but that simple phrase is coming through too. I've said simple a couple times now. I feel like there is a simplicity to this. Maybe before you try to accommodate for a lot, in that it's like you like I said, hold down the fort. It's like you are holding down like every corner of the fort, but now it's like, actually I just want to hold down one corner of this fort, and should it crumble then it shall crumble, but this is the only corner that I want. So if the rest crumbles, it's not really anything that actually affects me, and that those that it would affect can find that sense of holding from elsewhere or from themselves. It's like that can be their journey, but I want this to be my journey. I'm seeing like a pearl in an oyster shell. Are pearls in oyster shells? Oyster pearl. Now I'm thinking of plug. I'm thinking of Club Penguin. Plugs could be significant. Plugging oneself. Now I'm getting an example of someone who like didn't want to like advertise themselves, or didn't feel like it was okay to put like their desirable traits or their desirable or like certain parts of themselves or certain parts of their business like on the front line or on the front page kind of thing. Like they felt like they needed to play more of an elusive figure, but they're wanting to be more in your face or raise their prices kind of thing. There's a strong feeling of also you following the tides, and this not coming from a lack of care, but from this, well, it does feel like a lack of care, but it feels like it comes from such a core care. It feels very empowering, and it's not a tearing down that which is in its element. It's just allowing that which isn't in its element to tear itself down or to crumble. There's a strong sense of like recalibrating to the way in which you want to collaborate. And maybe a new sense of approaching the word duty. Or my way. Like, what is my way? Yeah, there's a grit to this. I like it. I had the word gamma. That just makes me think of gamma ray. But I didn't really want to say that. Now that just makes me think of chewing gum, but I don't know why. Now I'm thinking of the ray gun in... Is it Black Ops 1 or 2? No, it's got to be 1. Zombies Black Ops 1, I think. Or Zombies Black Ops 2. I don't know. Oh, okay, that just makes me think of Call of Duty, and I just said the word duty, so fits. Yeah, there's a power here. And I'm also thinking the ray gun. I don't know if this is true, but I'm imagining in this game that this is from like a special... Okay, maybe I'm not thinking of the ray gun. I'm thinking now of like a certain box for like 750 coins or whatever they are, that you like get a random gun in, and there's this feeling of like there's a feeling of like cycles. And also that randomness because of the Petra rune. Gambling. Yeah, it is definitely a gamble. What is this energy? Gambling. It is a feeling of like not knowing how your actions will, or your demeanor, your energy will ground. Not knowing how it will move you forwards, but having the knowing also that you changing internally changes things externally too, or that your new self does create a new reality of sorts, or a new dynamic within those that this is correlated to, if this is more to do with someone or someone's specifically. Yeah, it's a bit of a like letting things kind of get disorderly in order to like luck out when it counts. Striking gold when... I don't know when what. Is that relevant here? I don't know when what. maybe a feeling of like you won't know when something will happen, but I don't know, what's the what part to that? I'm thinking of what, like W-A-T-T. And now thinking of, well, first I was thinking of that, like, current, electric currency, and now I'm thinking of Alan Watts. There's a feeling of like really fast movement that comes afterwards, but what is the, let's get one on the peripheral area. Actually, let's get 4. Let's do one for each room. Okay, we'll have Isa. It's a sense of going from purpose, I'm wanting to say, to it's going from a sense of strong purpose, strong diligence, to, this is Shisan, then this is Tanaka, to like completely lacking purpose, or like completely non-caring. Tanaka just like sleeps all the time, basically. Then Petra. Oh, I love that comparison. It's so simple. Then it goes to Cecilia, Hikari, and Alpha. I'm wanting to say something along the lines of 3 very feminine figures. Not even that they're like ordinary feminine figures. Yeah, 2 of them are robots and 1 of them's a vampire. What is that about? It just feels like recalibrating and getting your needs met in a new way. Finding out what works for you, or just seeing like how the cogs turn now. A resetting. Yeah, resetting. Then, what about the Raido? We might go back to this one, but... Whoa! Maybe that's relevant, that phrase. We might go back to this one. Back of the deck is Noi from Dorohedro. Okay, all these flew out. Let's grab them. Grab, yeah, Black Jaguar is also making me think of like a strong grip, like you needed to like have a hold of something, such responsible feeling. To then Tanaka on Coyote, which is just so uncaring, so frivolous, so free-flowing, and yet Coyotes, I'm thinking also, it's like they get the job done, but they just do it from their own sense of like lists, their own duty, their own way, or just a lighter-hearted way. I don't like the way I explained but that doesn't matter. That is that energy, a feeling of it doesn't matter. Maybe that segment has a lot of seeing yourself as so tiny in comparison with like all that exists, not just all that exists on this planet, but all that exists like in the galaxy, and then beyond and beyond and beyond and beyond. And just feeling like, okay, oh yeah, it really doesn't matter. Because I think you've come from feeling like everything really, really, really matters. And that is that recalibration, that jumpstart, that, okay, now how can I live? Getting those needs met in a different way, or just seeing how the cookie crumbles. Or maybe addressing, I guess, certain feminine figures in your life, if that is relevant for you. Okay, then there's something more there. Help me, please. I don't get it. What is the pedicure? I feel like I want to hold it. Maybe that's relevant for some of you. Maybe all of you, since that like really jumbled out then. We have circle, which is a cross between circle the shape and source. As it's making me think in this moment of a cross between wholeness and the lack of anything, like the lack of direction because of its everythingness, because of its openness. Maybe something you're wanting to hold that is more open or more refreshed, more joyful. I think I want to leave it on that joyful, like maybe everyday joy too. I'm thinking of like a routine and finding like something of like a repeating like steadiness, like it's changing your life's structure. Okay, then I still kind of feel like I can't move on. Maybe that is really relevant here. I don't see how, but apply it as you will. Then we have all of these. I don't know if I'm going to use them all, but they're here. Okay, so you don't know if you'll use them all, but they're possibilities. Yeah, that feels strongly here. A strong sense of what could be. Also with Noi at the back of the deck, it makes me think that this is about embracing your own strength, and like building muscle is coming to mind. There's a feeling here of like doing what you know you're really good at, or embracing a part of yourself which is like resilient in the face of adversity, but also a feeling of allowing like your true values to take precedence over maybe certain aspects of your life which you still value, maybe particular goals you had that you really wanted to keep going with, but ended up kind of going against or not fitting in with a truer love of yours, a truer desire. I heard leading the way. And I'm wanting to finish your reading on leading your own way. Okay, I'm gonna leave. See ya.